Good day. We all know the price of lumber is getting out of hand, and hey, creators still need to create. So let's turn a bunch of skids from this to this into this. Stick around and we'll build this together. On the corner of my workbench, I've got a couple pieces of wood screwed to it at a perfect 90 degrees for clamping and gluing up small items like this. I am my own cameraman. And here we're using a 6-inch hole saw to cut the rounds out for the jewelry rack. I know it's going to be a tight fit, but I don't have a drill bit that's just only a little bit bigger, so I'll just ream the holes out a little bit when needed. Again, I am my own cameraman. Here, I thought I should get a pat on the back for this one. I just put the doweling down through it. We'll sand all three at the same time. They've got to be identical that way.
The larger dowling you're seeing there, I drilled that off camera. I cut it down to the lengths I needed, which is 3.5, 4.5, and 5.5 inches to give me a 4, 5, and 6 inch difference in the stack. I definitely try to implement safety when I'm around my power tools. There are some things I do that I wouldn't recommend, but when it comes to things that can slice and dice, I would definitely put safety above all else. I've already glued up the slat, or the slats for this. This is the base of the project. And now I'm just squaring it up to get it ready to shape it. All I'm using is one of the 6-inch rounds for the carousel to round the corners off on the base. Break out the trusted jigsaw and cut it out. This was a head scratcher. I messed around with my clamps for way longer than I should have. And you don't see it, but I had to take it all apart and re-glue it all because I just could not get the clamps to clamp it square and true. I cut spacer blocks to fit between all the different heights. Nothing I did would make that square and true. I was starting to lose my mind here. Finally, I just resorted to good old gravity. Put my framing square up there, made sure it was square with the table, and let it dry. It may look like it, but my bike is safe. I'm not spraying anywhere where it can get covered with anything. Again, my bike is safe. Doesn't look like it, but it is. Right there, I'm installing the turntables onto a 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch square block that will get screwed to the base to give it a little bit more height. And in the event anything goes wrong and I have to fix it, they're not glued, it's just screwed, and I can change them out. This was fun, putting 72 ringlets into it. It's a little time consuming, but it's worth it in the end.
And there you go. I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. It's a nice little display rack for my wife. She can display her jewelry, her knickknacks, any other little things she's going to build with the epoxy or whatever other medium she's going to use. Takes up next to no space on her table. Carries 72 different items. Cost of material, my time. Time and labor, that was it. The screw hooks were about $5. All this was made out of recycled lumber. And it looks pretty damn good. Hopefully this inspires y'all to get out there and just start building things. Until next time, cheers.